While hand drafting in today's time is replaced simply by CAD, hand sketching architectural spaces is still a very relevant and very useful tool, particularly when you meet with a client and you quickly want to block out a space, like you see here, in a proportional, understandable, believable way. So what we will do in this exercise is take this screenshot of a place. I also have here a few additional screenshots of more details and quickly sketch out a somewhat proportionally usable plan view so that we then can use this as a backdrop to create a diagram, bubble diagram over it. So again, when we make such a sketch, we want to do something that looks believable and not, for example, it's distorted or so, because then it's pointless. All these images are in the download link inside the video description. Get the images, put them into concepts. I will lower the transparency of this. Very good. Go to new layer. Layers is set sorting to manual. Then I will go to pen, set this to straight line, and let's see. Yeah, it's still maybe a little bit too thick. It's maybe a tick too thin. Who knows? We can adjust all this stuff later anyway. Very good. Okay, so what I will do now is very quickly block out the space. There. Now again, this is not meant to be an AutoCAD quality like drawing. This is meant to quickly assist the ideation phase, assist the communication, the discussion when we meet with a client, should assist us when exploring ideas. So there, all this is in. Here's the interior wall. There, very good. While actually everything is horizontal and vertical, I try to draw this by hand cleanly. We can also turn on the dot grid, and then when we go to snapping, turn this on and say, well, align to the grid. So then when I draw somewhere, it really is actually perfectly horizontal vertical. You can do that too. Okay, very good. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, not too shabby. Now there you see it already. There is the plan. Cool. Okay. So this is, for example, the foundation. Nearly here, you and you. Then we remove all this stuff. Very good. That's gone. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Here we have, or I have actually information about the door stuff and the curtain wall. So I will do this now on a new layer. There, very good. So I put one thing down to there. There's number one. And for example, this will be a copy. Actually, I will, whoop, this was the wrong filter. Hold on 1 second. I made a mistake. Do not select everything from the other layer. Because here I will draw this one more time. There, 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 and there as a complete piece, you see, there. Then with the lasso, I can select all this, make a group there, and make a copy. And this goes down to here. The grid actually is now in my way, so I will turn grid off. Flop, position it. And we will have 2 more in between. So very easy step. How do I figure out proportions correctly? See how I'm drawing 4 equal lines together. Then I select all this, and then I will group them together. Then we can, stretch is good. Stretch them up. There. Now I roughly know actually where the other elements have to be. Item picker, there's my item, copy, zack, number 1. And copy number 2. And copy number 3. So yeah, that should ideally be pretty close. Then I can turn the snap back on. Whoop. There's the other one. This should... it's not as deep. It's a little bit shorter. So maybe like this. Again, let's try to get this proportionally correct. Yeah, and then you go down to there. So you're good. Make a copy. And then we see a little bit off here. Tiny bitty there. Okay. So this window here is a little bit wrong, but again, when this is just a sketch where we talk about stuff, it doesn't really matter much. The work we did, we can very easily multiply. So make a copy of this. There we are. Then stretch scale off, rotate on. Zip. You go to here. Thank you. Select this. This thing goes to there. Here we know this is rotated. Sock. Okay, 45-degree, ideally there. Whole piece inside needs to be cut. There. And you see actually, it is really not complicated. Like with the 3D modeling, this is really all a matter of trying to work productive, taking shortcuts. No, not shortcuts, working effective. It's not about working hard. It's all about working smart. Zip. There, new copy and stretch. Yeah. We need to trust our eyes too. There we are. Beautiful. Goodie. So the rest of the curtain wall I will not work on because this is just copy and paste. But honestly, let's do this. We're so close already. There we are. Then mirror. There we are. This can go. And zip. There. Really good. Maybe a little bit. This one's got a little bit off here. We just fix this by hand. There we are. Okay, now we need to enter the line. So if I how do we quickly find the midpoint? Zack, zack, zack. So plus minus there will be the midpoint. Easy geometry tricks. Then, nope, wrong icon. How wide is actually the door? So looking at the reference photo, we can kind of guess how How wide is this, this? They're nearly the same, but the left and right outside are a little bit smaller. So this might actually be pretty close. Rotate off. Number 1. Number 2. 3. And 4. Oh, look at that. So here. So you we make really correct, ideally, though. That means you go over. Aha, so you are a tick over there. Zack. Very good. Then these 3 lines we can delete. And now this we make bigger. There. There is also, obviously, a line. Oh, shoot, where is this actually? No. There. So somewhere here is that line. That's basically where the 2 door pieces would be. Okay, good. Yeah, look at that. Not bad. So this was 15 minutes, so not actually very long. Now we can take a look at, so where are doors, windows, etc. So here we will add also there everything for the door. Well, this is just a pass through. Okay. We here have a door. So how do we do the door? I will just simply draw this. The main reason is I can now rotate this. Okay. There. And then I zoom in and remove this part. So you see I kind of like tried to find the correct width. And then I rotated it. There we are. So how do we do the arc? The arcs are hard. So dotted line, guide, and ellipse. Double tap. There. Zack. There. See how easy? Copy. We can lock this or group this. Sorry, not lock, group this. Make a copy and flip it. And then we just bring this over. Yikes. My midline was bad. Okay, good. Again, that's a really great example of why Concepts is so nice. It's very forgiving. You can just fix everything afterwards. Made a mistake, no problem. Okay, there. It gets actually really, really nice. So now we have the this kind of like done. If we would like to make the walls solid, as a little tip. 2 ways how we can do this. Marker. But with the marker on a new layer, I ideally want to hit the correct thickness. Yeah, okay, that works. So, see how I rotated my view? Okay, good. And then now logically here it will be much wider. I center the line and then select the line and adjust. Come on, adjust the thickness of the stroke till it hits. Yeah, like this. Okay. And then if I would like to do the same also for the bottom part, there, scale this one down. And maybe like this. So we could do it this way. And sometimes I don't know if I'm a fan of this because it makes the marker lines overlap. See, we can rather try doing it this way. Yep. Try to just find the correct thickness. Okay, good. Yeah, we have, I mean, it's incorrect, but again, this is just a quick sketch illustration. There. And there. This inaccuracy is also what makes then these drawings look more alive, more interesting. Okay, so that was like one way. The second way would be we use the fill command. So zip, zip, zip. However, whoa, this is going to be an exercise of making straight lines. Can we actually do nice? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, maybe actually in this case, the grid snapping will be really useful. Yeah, okay, good. That makes it easier. So the grid snapping is turned on. Again, really important is align to grid. And then we just try to do this ideally really correct. Go over, go down, go back. Oh, I didn't really go down enough. Okay. Oh, what's going on with this rotation? Not really loving it. We can maybe see what happens if we select these two. We can shear them. We can rotate them. Oh yeah, we can do it this way. Good. So you saw what I did. When you select it, you have these dots. Good. Now I click and drag this dot to there, click and drag this dot down to there and snap it there. Easy workaround. Oops. Zack. There we are. Yeah, now we can continue this. This is way too thick. So let's lower the transparency. What's nice about the fill tool is we can make things nice and evenly filled, as you can see. So that is simply the advantage of that tool. There. And because we have the thick lines on top, they really hide our inaccuracies. Oops, that was a tick too short. Yeah, here the same issue. Anyway, I will keep it at this. Now then you can compare. Do I like this? Do I like this more? Two different aesthetics. They all are actually pretty good. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is actually how we can very quickly create a quick elevation or plan view sketch of an existing space by resketching it, using then different lines values also to indicate different elements. Since I brought this up, I didn't do this yet. So here, this, for example, I can select, can make this thinner. You see now how a lot more the architecture is visible, and now this blends together. Again, this is something where we can play, and maybe the door element I would like on a different layer. Okay, good, easy peasy. There, and then zip, we drag this onto this layer, and by this way we move it to that layer. So now actually I can select all this, and let's say sketch this actually thinner. It doesn't have to be so thick there. And we can see how we start generating kind of like a contrast between the lines, and that makes everything look a tick nicer to look at. .004. Yeah, that's actually .007. Yeah, better. No, actually, this is way too heavy. There. We need to balance things out. Okay, very nice. That's it. And then to create a schematic, for example, identifying where is the waiting area, where is the merchandise area, where is what, we can actually create new elements right on top. There we are. And we could use the fill command. Let's say then we would mark this area up. So kind of like we do a bubble diagram, but maybe here let's soften this more. Yeah, then this looks not so crazy. Very good. You see how I'm kind of like creating the zones. That's one way to do this with fill colors, and then we can use a pen and then we actually write right into it or onto it. So now, for example, and in case somebody comes in, well, how would this, for example, work? So somebody would go to there. Again, nice arrows. Then they would go to the waiting area, and when it's ready to go in, they would go this way to the service area. So with these kind of like walk paths, you can really identify now what is actually what. How can we navigate something? For example, is this really good to go to here, then to there, then to there? Is this really, really optimal? Might this actually be better to have maybe, let's say, there's a reception area, and then there is a waiting area. Maybe here's a shop area. And waiting, shop, reception. I'm trying to write this stuff really fast. Actually, really fun are also dotted lines. So minus the smoothing. So zip, zip, zip. No, Now we can compare. Well, what do these things look like? Okay. You see, it doesn't really take much time to do this. It goes really, really fast. And to make these diagrams look even nicer, we can then give these elements also particular colors. So for example, waiting area, and where we do the reception, maybe orange, shop area, maybe blue. You see it on the drawing actually starts to get really a nice character. It's not so bland anymore. And also these lines we can colorize the same way. Okay, so this basically sums up then how you can do bubble diagrams. I used here the fill command. Obviously, we can also use any other pen or tool. Here we'll use this, and we could also draw something there. Maybe make this a little bit thicker so it stands out more. Only have the outline, but as you can see, then it gets more difficult to read. I find actually filled areas much easier, but it could also be nice to have an outline together with a fill area together. Just don't make it too artsy, too visually complicated. This has to be easy to read. This is really important. If it gets too confusing, then it's not really good. Since the space is very linear, we could even, if we want to, say, okay, come on. We do it actually this way. There. Snap is turned on. Okay, come on. Zack, 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 zack. Here. There. We make this more clean, following the lines of the architectural space, etc. It's up to you to decide. Okay, that's really it. Endless possibilities.